Mario's adventures, he has faced a lot of enemies that Bowser's hired in order to destroy Mario. But the question is, which one is the best of the best? Well, I'm going to rank the top 15 enemies that Mario has faced in the Mushroom Kingdom. Now before I start, I'm not counting any boss battles. It just has to be a normal everyday Mario enemy that isn't a boss or a mini boss. Also, I'm not counting any enemies that debuted in Super Mario Odyssey, since the fact that Mario can capture them and gain their abilities, so they're more regarded as captures rather than sole enemies. So if you're happy with that, let's get going. Let's start off with the basics. The Goomba. He isn't the toughest enemy you'll face, but he is an iconic enemy. And the Mario franchise wouldn't be the same without the Goomba. What I really like about them is that there are lots of different species of Goombas. We have the normal Goomba, the Galoomba, the Goombrat, the Paragoomba, the Mega Goomba, the Grand Goomba, Goombette, and the Shoe Goomba, and also King Goomba as well. Also, I think they just look so adorable. Not every Goomba are bad guys though, some of them live peacefully in Goomba Village. So yeah, Goombas are just adorable, and I love the diversity that Nintendo puts into these armless, weak and iconic enemies. So yeah, the Goombas will be in 15th place. In the Dusty Dunes Galaxy from Super Mario Galaxy, there are some colourful birds that drop bombs on Mario. These enemies are called Cluckbooms. The main reason why I like these enemies is because they look so colourful and pretty, and also for some reason they remind me of the bird on the Cornflakes cereal box. So I created this meme with these enemies because every time when I see them it just makes me think of cornflakes. I don't really know why, but they do, and that's why this enemy cracks this list. And continuing on the theme of colourful enemies, the Biddybuds are next. These enemies don't really do much other than just walk around in circles, but just look at these characters. They're so adorable and pretty to look at. Yeah, there's not really that much more to say about these enemies, so yeah, let's move on. The Scuttlebugs. These are very unique enemies that don't appear in a lot of Mario games, but I do find them very underrated enemies. In games like New Super Mario Bros. DS and New Super Mario Bros. 2, they hang from the ceiling of the level on their web like a spider. And then they drop down and move back and forth really quickly. And in Super Mario 64, they just like to chill in Hazy Maze Cave. Yeah, they aren't the most interesting enemies ever, but I do find them very underrated enemies and they should be in more Mario games. We have the Piranha Plants next. These are man-eating plants that like to munch on Mario. There's lots of different types of Piranha Plants in the Mushroom Kingdom, a bit like the Goombas. We have the normal Piranha Plants, the fire-breathing Piranha Plants, the ice-breathing Piranha Plants, the stalking Piranha Plants, the jumping Piranha Plants, and even PT Piranha. These are iconic enemies and I love them, and they kind of remind me of Venus flytraps, so these plants are in 11th place. And also, I love how in Super Mario Odyssey, how Bowser uses the Piranha Plants as a little bouquet of flowers for the wedding. I just find that so funny. The Koopa Troopas are in 10th place. What I really like about these enemies is that there's lots of variety of these enemies. There's the red one that moves back and forth, the green one that constantly moves forward, the paratroopers that fly either up and down or left and right. And if you're playing a new Super Mario Bros. Game, every time you hear a ba in the music, the Koopa Troopas do a little dance, which I just find really funny. So yeah, again, these adorable little creatures are in 10th place. But just like the Goombas, not all of them are bad guys, some of them just live peacefully and I just love that. The Bob-ombs may look very generic, but they have a lot of personality. Of course, we have your average regular Bob-omb, but we also have King Bob-omb and Bobby from Paper Mario The Origami King, which is one of my favourite characters in the game, and the death scene is such a powerful moment in the game. And some of them are even items and obstacles that play major roles in the Mario Kart, Mario Party and the Mario RPG franchises. So these Bob-ombs play quite a big role in the Mushroom Kingdom, and I do give them that respect. Shy Guys are next. These guys, well, they're very shy to say the least. They like to hide behind a mask all day. These creatures are really cute and adorable, and in the ROM hack game New Earth Super Mario Bros. Wii, some of them are samurais, which is awesome. My favourite colour Shy Guy is either the black Shy Guy or the light blue Shy Guy, but I do like all of the other Shy Guy colours as well. I love the variety of colours that Nintendo gives them, so yeah, Shy Guys are my 8th favourite non-boss enemies. Just like the Scuttlebugs that I mentioned earlier, the Crowbers are another underused and underrated enemy that should be in even more Mario games than they are. The Crowbers appear in the new Super Mario Bros. Games, and in these games they fly above Mario's head for a bit, then suddenly they'll dive down and try to attack Mario. And I love the way that they do it. They just look so cool and quite majestic, honestly, as if these birds mean business and want to do Bowser's bidding. I just love the Crowbers because I just like the way how they just fly around and then they sort of like swing back and forth and then dive down. I just find it really majestic. I don't really know why, but I just do. And I just wish that they were in Super Mario Maker 2. They are so cool and they're such an underrated enemy, and Nintendo, you really need to put them in more Mario games because they are quite epic. The Monty Mole enemy is pretty cool because I like the way how they dig out the ground and chase Mario, but I kind of wish they did a bit more than just that. Well, actually they do, so my wish has come true, because in 6th place are the Rocky Wrenches. These guys are Monty Moles, only they peep their heads out of a train and throw spanners at you, which I find so appropriate since they're mainly found in airship levels, which makes me think that the airship is broken and the Monty Moles need to fix them using their spanners. I don't know, I just really like the Rocky Wrenches. I also really like the name, like Rocky Wrench. Well, recently I've become really fond of the deep sea. I love learning about all the creatures that live in the deep dark waters at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, and one type of deep sea creature that I really like is the anglerfish. Yeah, these ugly, to say the least, monsters of a fish live in the midnight zone, which is about 1,000 meters deep underwater. And they have a little light bulb on top of their heads. This is because the waters that they live in is so deep that no sunlight is able to reach them. So the anglerfish had to create their own light in order to see where they're going in these depths. Now you're probably wondering why on earth I'm rambling on about anglerfishes in a Mario video. Well, it's because Nintendo have their own version of this fish, called the Bulbers. These enemies are Nintendo's version of the anglerfish, only they look a lot prettier and a lot more like a fish than the actual anglerfish. See, they even have the little light bulbs on their heads, just like the actual anglerfish. Granted, these enemies don't do anything special, they're just swimming around. You're probably wondering why on earth have I put them all the way up at number 5. It's simply because they resemble my favourite marine life sea creature and probably my top 5 favourite animals ever, the anglerfish. So yeah, that's the sole reason why Bulbers are number 5, is because they are anglerfishes. So yeah, moving on. And still on the topic of marine life creatures, the Cheep Chomp is next on this list. Once this fish catches sight of Mario, this fish will hunt you down and try to gobble you up whole. This fish is literally like an underwater assassin, and I love him. This fish will not stop for anything and will not give up until Mario has become his lunch. And it is awesome. I really wish the Cheep Chomp appears in Super Mario Maker 2 as an enemy that you can place, but at least he does make a cameo in the game, but if anything that just makes me want him to be a character in Super Mario Maker 2 even more. So yeah, I mean, I do like the Cheep Chomps. I don't like them as much as the anglerfishes, but I do like them better than the Bulbers, so they'll be number 4. The Hammer Bro, the Fire Bro, the Ice Bro, the Boomerang Bro, and the Sledge Bro. All 5 of them are more or less the same, very similar enemies, so they're all going to take up number 3. These enemies are definitely one of the tougher enemies to beat in Mario games. The Hammer Bro will throw hammers at you, the Fire Bro will throw fireballs, the Ice Bro will throw ice balls, and the Boomerang Bros will throw boomerangs that will go back to the enemy. The Sledge Bro throws hammers just like the Hammer Bro, only they try to slam their bodies in the ground in order to create shockwaves and stun Mario. These enemies are part of the elite squadron of Bowser's army, and they are tough and powerful enemies to beat, and I respect them for it. So all 5 of these enemies deserve to be in the top 3. Next up, Lakitu is going to be the runner-up. These enemies ride around their clouds and they throw spinies at Mario, and sometimes he throws coins and even Piranha Plants at Mario as well. these enemies are even tougher to beat than the Hammer, Fire, Ice, Boomerang and the Sledge bro. Because not only do you have to worry about the projectiles that they throw, but in order to defeat the Lakitu, you need to find some higher ground to get to the Lakitu's level, then you can defeat it. And if you do, you get a really cool reward. You get to steal his cloud and ride around it for yourself, which is just epic. In New Super Mario Bros. DS and Super Mario Galaxy 2, they even made a boss version of the Lakitu enemy as well, which I love. Not only are Lakitus such epic enemies, Lakitus are also very useful in the Mario Kart franchise because they are the referees and they start and end every single Mario Kart race, and they'll also save you if you accidentally drive off the Mario Kart course, and they even tell you if you're going the wrong way. Wow, what a legend Lakitu is. They're so useful, but at the same time so evil. But there is one non-boss enemy that I love even more than the Lakitu. So, my favourite non-boss enemy in the Mario franchise is Spike. I mean, come on. He literally pukes up spike balls from his mouth and chucks it at Mario. That is epic. Like, wow, how did Nintendo even come up with that idea? I mean, he literally just reaches into his mouth, pukes up a spike ball and throws it at Mario. Like, who came up with that idea? That's just so random. But as disgusting as that sounds, it's epic. And I seem to be not the only one that likes a Spike as well. Nintendo are beginning to like Spike a lot more now, since he's been included in many Mario spin-off titles, such as Mario Tennis Aces, where he is such an epic tennis player. He's probably the best tennis player in the Mushroom Kingdom, maybe even the world. I mean, just look at him. He is absolutely bossing Toadette in Mario Tennis Aces. I mean, he's probably better than Roger Federer and Rafa Nadal, right? Right? Okay, maybe he isn't that good, but still, he's such an epic character, and I'm so pleased that they're in Super Mario Maker 2, and they're such useful enemies. There's even the Snow Spikes as well, which I love as well. It's clear that Spike is my favourite enemy in the Mario franchise, and all that's left for Nintendo to do to make him the complete enemy is to include him in a Mario Kart title. So let's hope when Mario Kart 9, or if Mario Kart 9 ever comes out, Spike will be in the character roster, because he deserves to be in the character roster. I mean, literally, I just can't get over how he literally throws up a spike ball and just chucks it at Mario. Like, seriously, who on earth at Nintendo even came up with that idea? That's just, it's like the most random and the most craziest, but at the same time most epic thing ever. Like, seriously. Like, who actually came up with that idea? And that's the video. What do you think about that list? So thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I shall see you all next week. Goodbye.